We allowed them to become a bank holding company. We've put somewhere, just in Goldman Sachs, they have something like, $50 billion of subsidies that they're still sitting on, plus these AIG transfers. They're on welfare. And we've been, in this country, we're very hard on people who are on welfare. We have income limits when people are on welfare. We get totally upset if about the so-called welfare queens that drive around in Cadillacs. We go wild when we put people on welfare. We constrain them. Sometimes we get very mean-spirited about it. I think this is quite generous. $400,000 a year, I think, is quite generous for people who are living off American welfare.
You also say that it would be a good idea to break up these big banks, these banks that are too big to fail.
I think we have learned that any institution that's too big or too interconnected with the rest of the economy so that it cannot be allowed to fail needs to be broken up. The only people that would object to this are the people on Wall Street. So that's an easy one. That's low-hanging fruit.
You say that the U.S. needs a movement and bold political leadership with the guts to end the hypocrisy. If President Obama does not step up to the plate, what options are left for Americans?
I would say in order to get him to step up to the plate, we have to do what's been done in every other crisis in the history of America. At some point or another, people get mobilized. Institutions that represent the interests of the average person either form or reemerge, like the labor movement in the 1930s, the progressive movement before that, and they start developing an agenda. They start going out and pushing for it and trying to get politicians to adhere to it.
So explain to me what exactly you consider a movement. What would you want to see? What kind of activism from Americans?
That's a very difficult question. I mean, I think you need a clear-cut agenda and then sustained activity around it. We do that during political campaigns. There's an agenda and there's people that are mobilized around it. But we don't have the institutions that used to go beyond that used to do it all the time, don't exist. I think where we're headed, the only way I can describe it is a billionaire bailout society, where billionaires will get richer and more of, and then we'll have more of them. We'll have a hollowed-out middle class, and when the system gets in trouble, we'll take money from the population, we'll give it to the finance community to help them out. That seems to me the pattern that that's now emerging. And until that causes more destruction, I doubt we're going to get a sustained, populist type movement.